What's up, y'all? It's your boy Eddie True for another video reviewing your favorite shows. And this time we got Basketball Wives Season 9, Episode 1. Excuse me. I gotta get that right. Season 9, Episode 1 of Basketball Wives LA. Are they calling it LA or just calling it Basketball Wives? I'm gonna say LA. Because I like when they say Basketball Wives LA. Because it gives me hope that Basketball Wives Miami gonna come back one day. And I can't even promise I'm gonna keep reviewing this show. I'm gonna let y'all kind of decide. If y'all watch these reviews of Basketball Wives, I'll keep doing it. But really, it wasn't even given a whole lot. So I was kind of just like, man, should I even do this review? But I watched the show anyway. So I figured I might as well just, and I took the notes already. So I was like, I might as well just post the review because then it wouldn't have made sense for me to have taken all these notes. So I'm gonna just go ahead and post this and see what y'all think. If y'all like it, I'll keep doing it. If not, then I understand because it really wasn't given a whole lot. Because the show started off the way every reality show starts off this year, which is about COVID. And I'm just like, since when does COVID have its own storyline? Why does every reality show start off with COVID? I don't really understand that. But it's not like we don't know about COVID. It's not like that's anything special that's just subject to this show. We all been dealing with COVID, not just you guys. But they start off with COVID. They start off with Evelyn, and here go Evelyn with her new beginning again. Why is it every season Evelyn starts off a new beginning in life, and then by the end of the season she back up to the same old BS? It's such a joke, Evelyn. Just stop it. Just be who you are. It's cute how you always try to start over and turn over a new leaf and use a new Evelyn. You don't do the things you used to do before. You don't throw bottles across tables. You don't jump across tables. But by the end of the season, you're doing all those things. So I don't know why you even continue on with this charade. But she breaks down because I guess she's suing OG for defamation of character. I think that's what it is. I think she's suing her for defamation of character because of that whole monkey thing she posted and the colorist thing. I'll be honest. I don't think Evelyn is a racist. I'm just gonna say it, and that might not be the popular opinion. I don't really care. I'm just telling you how I feel. I don't think she's a racist. I don't know if she's trying to say that like, oh, if you look up the laughing emoji, the monkey one is the fourth one that comes up. Okay, but Evelyn, why didn't you pick the first one or the second or the third one? Why did you have to pick the fourth one that happened to be a monkey? I'm just go ahead and say that you were just uninformed and you just weren't reading the room at the time. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt on that because I really don't think you're a racist. I think that you just made a bad decision when it came to that emoji, or that GIF, whatever you call it. You called it a GIF. Is it GIF or is it GIF? Because I've been saying GIF. She said gift though. I don't know. Whatever. It was tacky. It was really, really tacky. So I think you kind of dug yourself that hole, to be honest with you. And now you're looking for a gated community to live in because of all the threats you've gotten. Look, Evelyn. Here's the thing, my good sis Evelyn. I like you from Basketball Wives Miami. I really do. However, you have this habit of like throwing the rock and trying to cry wolf later. Like you trying to go to this gated community because you feel for your safety and blah blah blah. However, Evelyn, you've always been the big bad wolf of the show. Like I just said before, you always been throwing bottles, threatening people, doing this and doing that, chasing down who's the girl from last season? The nurse, the one she chased down with that bamboo stick. So it's very interesting to me that now you fear for your safety. You know, what's her name? Cece? I think her name might have been. Was it Cece? I think her name was Cece. You was chasing down Cece with a bamboo stick last season. But now you fear for your safety. Okay, Evelyn, just cut it, Evelyn. Just cut it. You always do the same thing. I'm just gonna move right on because this is what you do, Evelyn. I like you, but this is exactly what you do. I'm just gonna go down to Phoebe because Phoebe was there too. And Phoebe, I said to myself, Phoebe, they was giving Phoebe a lot of camera time this episode. I couldn't figure out why. But towards the end, when they show what's going to happen on this season, they're showing that dude, and apparently somebody else had messed with him as well. So I was like, okay, so that's what it is. You give her all this camera time so she can keep gushing about this guy, and it's going to turn to shit at the end. That's what's going to happen. This is going to be one of the big storylines, I can tell. But Phoebe got a lot of camera time. She's dating this ex-football player, or was it football player? I don't know if it's football or basketball. Maybe it's basketball, but he's an ex-player at that. She's apparently he wants to get married to her, and I guess that's going to be her whole storyline because all she kept talking about was that her dating past, her insecurities. So I guess this is what we got to hear the whole season from Phoebe. Phoebe, I'm glad you got a storyline, but girl, I don't even want to hear this. I don't know why. I just don't. I'm just not into it. I'm just really not into Phoebe's storyline. I don't know what it is. Anywho, her, Evelyn, and Malaysia go to this cooking lesson at somebody's condo. It was not like a real facility, it was clearly a condo. I don't know who has cooking lessons in their personal home. That might be a new thing. It might be a new hustle I need to look into. I'm gonna have cooking lessons in my kitchen because that's what this lady was doing. I'm just saying. And this is the thing with this little session they had at the cooking lesson. Evelyn had the nerve to try to give dating advice to Phoebe in regards to dating athletes. I said, Evelyn, I know you are not. Child. Mm-mm-mm. From the one that can't keep a man herself. Evelyn, I cannot believe you try to give dating advice. Now, dating how-tos or dating don'ts, maybe you could provide that. You really could provide, the dating don'ts, what you don't do in a relationship because this hasn't worked for you, Evelyn. I feel like you can give those tips, but real deal dating advice, Evelyn, I do not see it for you. I don't see it for you at all. That's like asking somebody who filed bankruptcy 3 times about financial advice. No, ma'am, we will not be taking advice from you when it comes to dating. I do apologize. However, you are not qualified to get this type of advice. We will not be seeking any advice from you and or guidance from you either. So let's go ahead and keep it to yourself. And Phoebe, don't you dare listen to nothing she got to say. I'm just saying, if you want this to work out, Phoebe, ask somebody like Jackie Christie, girl, because Jackie Christie said this year she been married 25 years to Doug. So that's who you need to be getting your dating advice from. I know you and Jackie ain't always on good terms, but when it comes to dating and all that good stuff and being married and getting a ring and keeping a ring, that's who you need to be talking to, not Evelyn. Just saying. Moving right along. Who was this girl, Lisa? Is her name Lisa or Liza? I think it's Liza. I don't know, or Lisa. But she's a new breed on the show. And I never heard Eliza. Sorry, her name was Liza. I spelled it Liza because I know how to spell her name, so I was reading Lisa. Liza. She says she's Lamar Odom's ex, and maybe I'm just not really up on Lamar Odom's history, but I ain't never known him to date her. But I guess they got kids together and everything, so I was just like, okay, Liza. But then again, that name do sound familiar. Now that I just said it out loud. I don't know. But apparently she got kissed by Lamar Odom, and that's her ex. She's just basically coming back to LA. It was a little bit interesting because she was saying that, his habits and his addictions and blah, blah, blah was affecting her and the kids. But I was just like, so that's why you moved back to LA where he actually lives? Oh, I would have thought you would have stayed where you were at, far away from him. Oh, okay. Moving along. That's all I got for her. She was new, so she didn't have a whole lot going on. That was really just it for her. She did hang out at that not I don't want to say a fundraiser, but that little giving back session they had at the laundromat. She was there too, but she wasn't really giving a whole lot about herself. That wasn't really about her. So that's really what I took from her. I'm kind of interested to see what she's gonna bring this season. I wonder what her real storyline is gonna be. I hope it doesn't involve Lamar Odom though. I hope not, because that would be tired and through. I don't want to hear nothing about Lamar Odom. Period. He's in on social media enough these days. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nobody else dragging Lamar Odom. I do not want to see it at all. I like Lamar Odom, but I don't want to see nobody else trying to drag him though. I just don't. Um, Shawnee said she moving back to Houston. She done with all y'all. She said I'm over it. I'm going back to Houston. I don't know how she's gonna be on this show the whole season if she's moving to Houston, but she said she's going to Houston. Her kids are going to LSU. So I said, oh, okay, that's cute. They're finna play basketball, and they were getting the tattoos. And for 1 second, I almost had forgotten how close her, Shaq and Kobe were. I don't know how I forgot about this, but I was like, what does she have to do with Kobe? Like, why are you dragging Kobe into this storyline? Then I was like, oh, I remember Shaq and Kobe were like the dynamic duo back in the day on the Lakers. So that's nice to actually watch basketball. So that made a lot of sense to me, and I honestly kind of forgot that probably did really affect her family a lot, like a lot, because they were super close in that team. They won a championship and everything. I think they won 2 championships under Shaq and Kobe. So I really understood that, and the tattoo idea was really cute. They were calling him Uncle Kobe, so I dig it. I dig it. Jackie Christie, speaking of Jackie Christie, been married 25 years. She should be having a wedding ceremony coming up. Don't she have a wedding ceremony every season? Don't she get remarried every year? See, Phoebe? Just saying, get your advice. Get some real good advice. Her son playing basketball too. Evelyn, not Evelyn. Jackie had a conversation with OG, who I'm gonna get to in a minute. who I'm glad is on the show, by the way. I'm glad she came back. I think they really had a choice after all that hoopla that happened last time at the end of the season and how they got all that backlash from social media. So I'm sure they pretty much had to put her on. They didn't really have a choice. But Jackie talked to her. You know, Jackie says she didn't think, that the monkey GIF or GIF was racist. She didn't think Evelyn was trying to be racist at the time. I don't know if Evelyn. Child. Jackie's just trying to be neutral, I think, at this point. I think that her and Evelyn are finally on a good page, and it took them a long time to get there after the whole build a horror thing. Remember that? So I think they're finally in a good place, and I think Jackie just don't want to really rock the boat. So she's just trying to stay neutral and trying to. She was just like, I just want everybody to get along. That's real convenient, Jackie. However, I do, however, think that OG is owed an apology. I'm just saying, Jackie Christie. So I'm gonna need you to advocate just a little bit for OG, okay? I understand you want to be in the middle of the road. You want to be, you want to play the matchmaker, the peacemaker, but no, I think OG is definitely owed an apology for how she was treated. Monkey Jiff or not, she was treated really bad last season. She really was treated horribly last season, and for no reason. They was really coming for her because she was new. They really didn't have nothing against her. They didn't even know her to have all those problems with her. So I really think she's owed an apology from not all the ladies, but most of them. Definitely from Evelyn and Shawnee, that's for sure. Maybe even Kristen. I don't know. I saw Kristen was gonna be on the next episode. I didn't think Kristen was coming back, but I guess she is. So Kristen owed her an apology too. Just saying. Malaysia might too. Anyway, going down to OG. OG says she bought a plot of land, which I don't know where in LA you found a plot of land, but it must be on the outskirts, way far out of town. Because they're building a home on it. But come to find out, she still ain't got no ring. I was just like, how you buying a whole plot of land and building a whole home on it? You ain't got, y'all still not even married. Child, Kwame, please do the right thing. Kwame, make an honest woman, not an OG. She is beautiful. OG is beautiful. I don't know why he didn't put a ring on her finger yet. I hope he put a ring on her finger like Quaylen from Love After Lockup put a ring on Chevelle's finger and she was smiling from ear to ear. I hope Kwame really put a ring on OG's finger this season. Please don't embarrass her again this season. Because last season, I think that was one of the reasons it was dragging her low key. Um, I really hope they can get married, or at least get engaged. Because I just feel like they've been together for so long. Like, come on, make it official. Make it official. Child. And OG's actually open to having a conversation with Shawnee about everything that's going on because she said she didn't really have no real issue with Shawnee. I don't think she did either. But here's the thing. I think that, OG and Evelyn have the bigger issue, and I feel like Shawnee's always Evelyn's road dog. So until Evelyn and OG are on the same page and they squash the beef, I don't think there's really much that's going to be had between her and Shawnee because she's always going to be Evelyn's, BFF. So I just think that you need to squash the beef with Evelyn first and then circle on back to Shawnee. That's what I think, OG. But I'm here for you, and I can't wait to see what you're going to do this season if I continue to watch. Moving on down to Malaysia. Malaysia wasn't even given a whole lot this episode. She said she was open to a one-on-one with Jackie. She said she got love for Jackie. It ain't no hate. She just don't like her right now. That's all she was just saying. And then she referred to her as that crazy auntie or uncle. I said, not crazy auntie. It's always an age thing. Jackie, she threw shade at you for your age. That's basically what that was. She didn't have to say auntie. She could have said, your crazy cousin, something like that. She didn't have to say auntie or uncle. I said, ooh, not an auntie. Ooh, child. A drag if I ever heard one. Anywho, so Evelyn thought it was a good idea to go out to dinner with Malaysia and secretly invite Jackie. I kind of thought that was a good idea too, because Malaysia, you was saying that y'all had love for each other and there wasn't no beef, Malaysia. So when Jackie got there, you was just acting real stink. And I thought honestly the energy was misdirected, Malaysia, if you really want to be honest. I feel like that energy should have been more towards Evelyn, because she's the one that brought you there under false pretenses, okay? Jackie, for all we know, she might have actually thought that you knew she was coming. Who knows what Evelyn actually told Jackie to get her there. She might have said, hey, me and Malaysia going out, and she thought it was a good idea for you to show up and pull up so we can go ahead and all talk. Who knows? Maybe she said that, but when Jackie walked in, the energy was just stank from the beginning. And Evelyn just had egg all over her face. And I was just like, Malaysia, now, Malaysia, you got manners. You got manners, Malaysia. You didn't have to act like that. Malaysia was just like, in her phone. She was just like, ugh. Like just she was just over it. And then Jackie kind of picked up on the energy, and so she had the same energy. But Jackie sat her ass down, but Malaysia felt like she had to get up and leave. And Evelyn was just like, "You leaving?" Yes, she's leaving. She said you set her up. That's what she said. So Malaysia pretty much walked out, and that was the end of the episode. I said, "Now Malaysia, you ain't had to do all that, Malaysia." Oh my gosh. See, Malaysia, this is the thing. When you make Jackie Christie look like she's the civil one and you're the dramatic one, that's when you've lost at this game. Because Jackie Christie's always been, she's been the Andrea of the show. From Not to Lock Up, she's been the Andrea. She's been the dramatic, the theatrics, that's Jackie. But now you throwing the dramatics, the tantrums, and the theatrics, and now Jackie looks like she's a civil one, and we ain't used to that, Malaysia. So I'm gonna need you to go ahead and get together and put Jackie back in her place because that's Jackie's spot. That's not your spot, Malaysia. Anywho, that's really all it was given. See, I did this video under 20 minutes. That's how much it wasn't even given. Let me know if y'all want me to continue reviewing this show. I hope it gets interesting. I'm gonna keep watching it, but if y'all don't want me to review it, I won't. But I will still probably watch it. So as long as I'm watching it, I'll go ahead and review it as long as y'all watching it. And y'all watching the reviews, and y'all like and commenting and subscribing down and clicking the notification bell so you will get the video when it drops. Anywho, that's my take on this show. Basketball Wives Season 9, Episode 1. We'll see what it's given the rest of the episode, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Deuces!